Good morning. This is Diane Schneers. So I've been asked the question, what kind of documents do I need to gather in order to establish or modify child support? And what we will need in order to do a child support worksheet is well, let me start by saying it depends on if you are self-employed or if you are a W-2 tax employee who's paid with a check and receives a W-2 each month. Now, if you receive a 1099, that would put you in the self-employed category or as a contractor. It may be also a combination of both, but if you are a W-2 employee, we're going to need the most recent 4 check stubs from your employer showing your net income, your gross year-to-date income, your deductions, just a typical check stub. 4 of those, the most recent that you can bring. And also the last 3 years tax returns would also be helpful if your income tends to fluctuate or vary from month to month, year to year. The child support worksheet is going to require input of the data of your gross monthly pre-tax income for both parties. So if you are a W-2 employee, again, last 4 check stubs, last 3 tax returns. If you are a self-employed entity, which would be a contractor or someone that works for yourself under an LLC, S corporation, whatever the case may be, they're going to request that you bring the last 3 years of business and personal tax returns, the last 6 months of business and personal bank statements, and profit and loss statements to show what your overhead expenses are for that business, which is of course going to decrease your gross income from the business. So those are the kinds of information you need to get together regarding income. The child support worksheet typically will also include extraordinary expenses pertinent to your minor children. So that's going to include a health insurance premium, which is typically listed on the worksheet. They're going to want to know specifically the cost for the children only. So there's going to be some questions about how many people are covered by that policy, that monthly premium. The other extraordinary expenses besides health insurance premiums are private school tuition, aftercare, summer care, daycare expenses, and quite possibly extraordinary medical that's repetitive every month, or activities, what I would refer to as career activities, but something that a child typically has participated in long-term and continues to participate in that has a monthly cost. Those can on occasion be added to the child support worksheet as well. But the primary ones that are put in are aftercare, summer care, daycare, private school tuition if the children are already in private school by agreement of the parents, and your health insurance premium. So those are the kinds of expenses that are going to be necessary to evaluate by the court or by the attorney that you consult with to come up with a child support worksheet. Now, I will also tell you that child support can be modified multiple times up until the children turn 18 years old, and that's just by showing a change in circumstances, which in the case of child support would be, of course, a change in income for either party, or perhaps a change in those expenses that they fall away. So keep that in mind as well. And the last thing I will tell you is that, because this is a question I also get quite a lot, do I get credit for pre-existing child support payments? The answer to that is yes. If there is an order of the court that requires you to pay child support for a child born prior to this child, and that order is in place prior to the filing for child support for the second child, then the court will give you credit for that. In fact, there's a place on the child support worksheet to put that information. So get your orders that you have in place for pre-existing child support payments, also pre-existing spousal support payments, and you're going to need to bring that as well to be considered by the court when calculating child support. I hope this answers the questions you have regarding child support. Again, I would be happy to help you if you want to contact Schneers Law Firm. I'm found at 1011 Camellia Boulevard in Lafayette, Louisiana, and the phone number here where I can be reached is 337-534-4326. Thank you.